studio. Thankfully, I've almost sold out of this, which is my little best-selling artwork on wood. And I've got an event coming up in a few weeks, a wood-related event, a wood fair. You can see all my artwork is on wood. So I'm making a fresh batch of these guys. So what I'm just doing is the first layer of these different artworks. And we're going to do a little bit of art chat while I'm doing this, and hopefully you're all having a good day here wherever you are in the world. And welcome to my studio, my little bit of spray painting heaven here in rural the UK here. This is actually an old cow shed on a farm, but it's my little bit of heaven here. And what I'm using is these little stencils which I've hand cut. And then from there, I spray through the template onto the piece of wood. That's the dark grey. That's the light grey. And there's the white on top. Then I remove the stencil and then show you what I've just been doing. So you can see that gradually I'm starting to build this design here. Get that all lit up nicely. So yeah, all coming together nicely just there on that design. Any of my subscribers dropping in, welcome. How is everyone today? Do give me a shout out. Any comments, any questions you've got, do let me know. You've joined Sid here. I'm a spray paint artist from the Southwest, and this is my studio. Do give me a subscribe. If you go and look on my channel, there's loads of different spray painting tips that I do, and from those spray painting tips you should be able to glean some little nuggets, and there's lots of fun stuff as well. I always try to have fun with whatever I do here at Stencil Shed Towers. I mean, if you're going to become an artist, why be one of those ones that takes themselves a bit seriously and right, okay, so we've got down the other end here, we've got a full-size Jaws, which I'm spray painted. There's going to be a video coming up of that soon. Jaws, not the shark, but the bad guy from James Bond just there. What else have we got? This is the robin I'm spray painting. This is the first layer just coming down. We've got a bit of music in today's live stream as well. I did a live stream from my from a spray painting event last Saturday where I spray painted a giant green tree frog. I did quite a fun short on that actually, which you can view just in my stream just there. So do give me a subscribe and go and check out my latest short. I got asked some silly questions from a general member of the public, but yeah, so I actually got the content for that from a live stream at that event. So what I'm just doing here is I'm spray painting 3 tones of grey and white together. And you can see that is the base layer for this little robin just here. So I'm a stencil artist, spray paint artist. I do freehand outdoors, I do stencil work indoors. And this is my little robin design coming together nicely. So what I'm going to be doing, what I've found with these little live streams actually, is quite good, because often I'm sort of in here alone and I get kind of sucked into the phone and start sort of death scrolling and things like that. But if I'm doing the live stream, I'm a lot more focused on the job in hand. So makes me about 3 times more productive, to be honest. What I'm just doing here is I'm gradually moving down the line and spray painting the first layer of this beautiful little robin just here. So it's layers of colour. It's greys, it's whites, and mid-greys. And sometimes I skim in a bit of silver, but I'm out of silver at the moment. So I've just gone with another tone of grey. You can get a little bit precious about it has to be exact with spray painting, but I think that is a bit of a mistake. You've just got to realise that you're never going to get it exactly the same every single time. And you just roll. I mean, that was a nice one. Beautiful piece of elm wood just there. That's what I've just spray painted. So I spray painted the grey, the dark grey and the white. And the trick is, if you're going to do stuff consecutively, to get them exactly the same every single time. So that's a fun thing to do. Right, okay, so we've got that, we've got that, we've got that. And every cut of wood I'm using, so this is what I'm going to spray paint just now. See, it's got this barky edge just there. Every cut of wood's different. So let me go and spray this grey colour. I've got some really nice wood coming up in a moment as well. Right, okay. And all the wood is, because I live in the countryside, I managed to source the wood from sustainably sourced sort of areas. I know where all my wood has come from. That's that one just coming together nicely just there. The next layer will be a brown that's going to go onto his back. And that's 3 tones of brown. While I'm kind of moving towards the end of this line here, the ones at the front are gradually drying. So it's a little bit of a production line, really. A production line that involves one machine, and that is me, Sid, from the Stencil Shed. So do give me a follow, give me a little subscribe during this live. Any comments coming through, just pop them in there. It'd be great to see who and where you are in the world. What I've noticed with doing the live streams here on YouTube, I do also live stream on occasion on different networks, is it's a truly sort of global thing rather than sort of UK sort of based. So do let me know whereabouts in the world you're from. That's just coming together nicely there. So look at that, a fantastic piece of wood. I've done all the carpentry pre coming onto this little live. So you've got the 2 pieces of bark there. Do bear with me, because towards the end, this robin is going to be built up and he's going to be looking something like that guy just there. So look at that sort of sparkly back. This is one of my best sellers. And over the last few weekends, almost sold out of the little robin. So it's time to make some more of these. So I'm going to start with the dark grey, then a little squirt of the mid grey. And we've got some tunes going today, some old school tunes. That's what we like. And there we go, that's just coming down onto there nicely like that. So do like this live as well. Give this live a little like if you're just scrolling through. Say hi. Any comments, gratefully appreciated. Let me know where in the world you're from. My name's Sid, by the way. I'm a spray paint artist, father of 2. I've been doing this professionally for quite a while now. You know, every single artwork that I make is spray painted onto beautiful pieces of wood. You know, we can do cool things like this, which is this like little beautiful tree frog just sat within a log just there. How cool is that? And you've just come into my little studio just here. This is my sort of little slice of heaven. I'm just going to lay down the final piece of wood, similar to the last one. I'm just going to lay down the stencil on top, pop that on there, just let them sit there for a moment. We're going to pull the grey across, dark grey, then pull the mid grey across like that, and then 1 squirt of white just on his chest. And that's going to give a lovely little blend for the brown to go on top of. So yeah, you can see that is just coming on there nicely like that. Perfect job. Yeah, the wood's really nice as well. Thanks for the comment. First comment coming through. Suratat Panchal, where parts of the world are you from, my friend? So that's what I'm just making right now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you with the stencil that I was using, which was something like this. And what I do is I just blot this to get rid of the paint off there so I can use it again another day. And then on top of that, and I just blot it like with an old rag just down here like that. And that just kind of gives the stencil a bit of longevity. And then from there, I'm just going to go and rummage in my pile over here. And, or is it over here actually? Oh, here it is. We're going to just check the dryness of these guys here. And these are actually drying quite nicely. I've got a little fan here that's just sort of blowing, and this just blows some of the paint out of my studio, because what I don't want to be doing is inhaling too much paint. And when I'm on these live streams, obviously, I like to talk. Talking, that's what we like to do. Old Alan Partridge joke. Right, okay, so we're going to lay down the brown on top of that. With this one, I'm going to be fairly cautious and just put a little bit of tape down at the bottom, just like that, which will act as a small shield, but also anchor the stencil down on the piece of wood. We've got an old bit of tape here we can use. We recycle, reuse, that is the name of the day for all of my artwork. and a lot of the wood that I use is upcycled. This particular wood is not upcycled, it's beautiful kiln dried wood. Right, okay. And I'm just going to go and grab some brown, which is here. You start with a dark brown. This way I'll just spray the can just to test it like that. And then give that a good shake like that. Hi there. Do give me a subscribe, by the way. That'd be amazing if you could give me a little subscribe. Check out some of my videos going on in my stream. We've got lots of fun videos. I'm just grabbing a few fresh caps just here. Here we go. I'm a spray paint artist from the UK, and this is my artwork, and it's going to look something like that towards the end. There we go. I'm going to go down there, and then we're going to get a light brown here, and pinch the cap off that one. Put that towards the bottom. So we're just testing the cap just like that. And then on top of that, a little bit of this copper effect. And I'm just going to hold that up towards the camera. Oh, I'm going to do a little bit on his head, actually. Just a little bit of placement issue just there. There we go. So that's coming together like that with the brown on top of the robin, gradually getting closer to something like that. And then we're going to go and do that to the next robin just here. Now, I don't sell my artwork through galleries. It's all done by myself, so I do events. I go all over the country selling my artwork. You can also, this should be tagged in the video actually, this little robin. If you're in the UK and you want to buy from me right now, there we go. That's all nicely on there as well. Just going to move that and add a bit of brown to his back. Coming together nicely like that. Let's go and do the next one just here. Any budding artists out there, do hit me with any questions that come through, any ideas you've got, any of my subscribers. I've done quite well on YouTube over the last year and kind of built my account to in excess of 10,000 subscribers, which is amazing. I never thought I'd get there, to be honest, but we just had a couple of really good videos go through, viral videos. I do spend quite a lot of time crafting some of my videos to be as fun as possible. So do hit subscribe if you're watching right now. That'd be amazing if you could do that. Let's have a little look. I'm going to move that slightly just so I can see how many people are watching. That's better. Okay, so every cut of wood's different. I mean, look at this nice piece of oak, lovely little notches just here. I love those sort of parts and elements. And what I do is I get a stencil just like this. I lay that on top, just like that, fairly carefully. And then I spray a mid brown, and then I'm going to spray a dark brown on the bottom of his wing just to give the shading, and then a quick squirt of this copper spray paint that comes out kind of like silly string. And we've got a little bit on his back. I just need to add to that guy like that, and there he goes, just like that. Let's go and do the next one. I'm going to pick up this one here, move that over there. Place the stencil on his back, making sure that it's just got rid of all the grey. So I'm spraying over the grey that I sprayed onto earlier. A little bit more light just there. And a bit of the copper on top, just to give it that real sheen. That's coming together nicely on there as well. Go and put that down there. I'm going to grab the next one. And you can see it's quite a systematic sort of way of doing things. This happens to be one of my more simpler designs, so it's one that I am able to spray paint here on these live streams. And then I'm going to finish with, after the two browns, just with a little bit of copper. Gently take the stencil off to reveal the robin, all coming together nicely, which is eventually going to look something like that. That is looking good. Right, okay, then I'm just going to come down here. This is a beautiful piece of wood with the barky top edge just there. Just shows you how different every cut of wood can be. Brown, dark brown. This is actually the first day that I've been back in the studio spray painting for a little while. I was at an event, a kind of car related festival. It's just looking like that. A couple of weekends ago, then I did a paint festival in Swindon, which is just down the road from me, where I spray painted a giant tree frog. Go and check that out. If you give me a little subscribe now, then go and scroll through and see some of my videos on there. I've got the tree frog feature. That was a fun day. Did get a bit of a daft question from a general member of the public, which I've turned into a nice little video clip. So what I'm just doing, just so anyone's just joined me, so I'm using these hand cut stencils. This is the back to the robin just here, and I'm spray painting a layer of colour on top in a certain order of this robin design, and I'm spray painting the brown on top of the grey. Do give me a subscribe, and you can go and have a little look back at some of these live streams where I'm giving away these little stencil art secret tips and spray painting tips, if you're a budding artist, that is. If you like artwork as well, do give me a subscribe. If you like having fun, I always like to have fun with my videos. I don't take myself too seriously. Then hit subscribe, make me a comment. It's just what I want to come together nicely. That's a beautiful piece of wood here. This is elm that I get from Scotland, just like that. And you can really see the shapes and the shimmer of the grain just there. This is my studio, sort of purpose-built spray painting studio. You can see my dog's half asleep. In fact, she's fully asleep down here. She's 15 in a month or so, bless her. So yeah, we've had her since she was a puppy, but she loves to come up to the studio as well. You might often see my other half, Mrs. Stencil Shed, in one or two of the videos, not in a starring role, but I've thankfully worked together with my wife, which is fantastic. So it's a true little family sort of business, enterprise, supporting me as the artist. That's just the brown I've just sprayed on there, just like that. Lovely job. And then we're gonna go to the next one. Lovely little bit of bark, just like that. And we're gonna use the stencil with the brown, place that on top. And hopefully these are drying down this end. In a moment, the exciting bit is I'm gonna be putting the red onto the chest of the robin. We've got 4 or 5 more to do just down here. And if I can time it just right, as I get to the end of this row, this lot here will be dry enough to paint the colours on there. That is the plan anyway. I've just started doing these lives on YouTube over the last couple of months. I've live streamed on different networks for a few years now, and something that I wanted to investigate a little bit more here on YouTube. Do hit me with a little comment. Anything you've got to ask me just down here would be amazing. Any questions you've got, just do let me know. Let me know where in the world you're from, by the way, as well. That'd be great if you could do that. Where you're dropping in from. That's just going on there. So that's a copper spray paint. Can you see really closely there? This kind of like weird sort of shimmer. It comes out in like a silly sort of string. And I was asked quite a lot of this at the spray paint festival that I was just at. So it's like a specialist spray paint sort of marble effect. And what makes it comes out in a different kind of way is this nozzle on the top, the cap. As if you just see it just slightly there, it's got this kind of weird angle to it, rather than the flat that you usually get on the spray can. So yeah, I've started to use them as just a little bit of a way of getting a texture onto my artwork, which usually when you spray paint, it's all smooth sort of lines, etc. I'm just going to place that on there. Then I'm going to spray paint a little bit of brown on top of that, and then we're going to pick up the marble spray paint. A little bit too much, so I'm just going to darken off the top. That's looking good, just like that. So it's gradually going on there onto the pieces of wood. I've got 2 more to go, and then we've got the exciting. I might do a little bit of a studio tour, show you 1 or 2 of my pieces, older pieces on the wall in a sec, if you bear with me. That will just give the chance for the ones at the start just to dry off. There we go. I'm just going to do that bit again. That's it, that's got it. There we go. That's another little layer down on that guy like that. And then we've got the final one. We're going to spray paint the brown onto this guy. It's the same plank of wood, so you've got the bark top and bottom. And what I'm making now is this little robin just here. Ignore the little brown flecks on there. I need to just sand those off towards the end. Welcome to my studio. My name is Sid. Do help me subscribe. I think there's an area in this sort of interaction where you can just hit subscribe and go and have a little view of some of my other videos. Got some really fun videos where I'm taking junk and turning them into things, tables into Tusken Raiders. If you're a Star Wars fan as well, I'm often dropping in kind of fun, quirky Star Wars bits and pieces. But I also love wildlife, hence me just spray painting these little robins just here right in front of you on this live stream. There we go, so that's all come together nicely just there. And I'm going to let that dry for a second. What I do with these stencils, so I've just been spraying through that hole to get the brown on there. At the end, I just go and what I do is I blot them. And I blot them just with an old rag down here. And that allows the stencil just to have a little bit more longevity. Just keeps it refreshed. So I'll blob that one off, do that. And while these are all drying, let me go and flip the camera around. And let's have a little look. Oh, Christ. Hi, I like. Nice birdie, thank you. Hi to you. I've got to do other sort of artworks as well. I've had a little bit of a busy time over the last week or so. So one or two of the artworks are sold out, but I also do insects like this butterfly on this beautiful piece of wood. This is my studio. So I've got like random things like this was Baron Samedi I did for a bit of a fun thing in my sort of hometown. And then we've got Baby Yoda up there, the parrot. Yeah, we've got the frog. Yes, we've done the frog recently. Der Beinman. Yes, you've hooked in on these live streams before, I believe, haven't you? There we go. Yeah, the frog is looking good indeed. So this is a life-size Jaws. Let me go and show you how tall he is. Yeah, again, some of the fun stuff that I've been doing. These are older designs going on. This is quite cool, like a massive R2-D2 spray can. So this is things that I do on the side of buildings just here. You can see some of my real older designs. Give me a shout out. I mean, look how simplistic this design is from about 10, 12 years ago. Just three-tone little badger just there, holding something to protect himself. And then we've got, I mean, this is where I'm just experimenting with sort of shadowing. What I've been spray painting today is this little bird just here. Let me go and show you. So this is what I've just been lashing the colours down onto like that. They're all coming together nicely. And I just need to add this red in 2 moments. So the way I do that is I spray in a bit of dark red, orange, and then a mid-red in the middle. And that should be... Have any of you seen my spray paint monstrosity here? The spray paint ball bag? There we go. That's where I test my cans, and look, it's sort of created this sort of mad stalagmite. So yeah, that's always a bit peculiar, isn't it? And then I do kind of fun stuff again, like this little Groot on a beautiful piece of wood. I got this R2 spray can, which is based on the big one that I showed you a moment ago. I mean, all my artwork, you can hang them or you can put them in a shelf just like that. Let me go and test how dry these have got before I put the final layer. That's sort of drying there, getting there a little bit like that. And this is the stencil that I'm going to be using just here. So let me go and lay that out and try one out. These are all dried nicely. Right, I'm just going to flip the camera around like that. That's me, Sid. Welcome to my studio. I'm just doing the last layer on this little robin. I love doing these live streams here on YouTube. Makes me work about 3 times as fast. Don't get quite so distracted by this, that, and the other. Makes me focus, which is great. Got a few tunes going as well. So we're going to start this off with a mid-red. And I'm going to spray a little bit of orange on there. Just on the front of the beak. Then, I think I've got some dark red down here. If I haven't, I've got a little workaround where I can use... pretty empty down there. Put that down there. It's an old can, but that'll do. Need to give that a good shake. Where in the world are you watching from right now? Do let me know. Yes, the famous elephant's foot. Yes, you are one of my regular droppers-inners. Yeah, the famous elephant's foot indeed. It's funny how I can paint a beautiful picture, but then I do a video on my elephant's foot, graffiti, grotesque. Let me go and show him down there like that. And this is what seems to get, oh, I reckon I could turn that into something for the a modern art gallery, couldn't I? The Tate or something like that. Right, where's that red gone? Gonna give that a good shake. I'm gonna put a nice fresh cap onto that. I think I use one on here. And then spray that. Just like that. And I'm gonna show you, take that off delicately, and then all of a sudden, the robin is starting to come together just there, isn't it? So yeah, at the start of the live, I didn't have any of the colours or greys or browns on there, but that's what I'm making just at the moment. So really happy with that, actually. I've usually used a bit of silver on there, which I've not this time, but sometimes when you alter things and change things with any sort of art and you don't quite plan it, it's those little things that often surprise you. I mean, look at that. That is absolutely popping. Just how simple is that? Just 3 tones of red, orange, red, and really sort of bumping there with colour. Right, I'm just going to move that down there. We've had 1 or 2 nice views. Come do like this live if you could do that. That'd be amazing. Let me go and show you what I'm doing right now. I'm spraying a mid-red, and then to the left, I'm spraying a bit of orange. That's enough. And then to the right, get that can going a bit better. And the trick is to be able to do that quickly, time and time again. So there we go. He's just looking good like that. Yeah, it's a funny one, silver. When you sort of use it, it does give it like a kind of bit of a, it's weird sort of, it's a slightly different paint. So you're right, if I can skim it through, it does sort of shine through, but it's a difficult one to master, the silver. There we go. But that's really sort of shining. And with this particular robin, we want the contrast with the chest. Just like that, basically, because it's known for having the red chest. So probably in some of my other sort of bird designs, I'm a bit more interested in doing lots of different sort of blends. But with this, it's brown, grey, red, quite distinct sort of areas. So we're going to start with the mid-red, then we're going to switch to the orange, then we're going to switch to the dark red just here, and then I'm going to take this up and show you. I mean, that is popping just there, isn't it? Absolute beaut. So this sort of wood, I love it when there's marks like this, more of an organic sort of type of piece of wood. I'm going to spray this boring old one and then show you a really fantastic piece of wood. All the wood that you see here, I take a lot of time and care in sourcing those pieces of wood to make sure it is sustainably sourced wood. And there we go, it's on there like that. Fantastic, that's looking good. And then look down here, I've got these amazing pieces of double bark. So how different can the pieces of wood be? Part of this is I need to attach the stump on there, so he's got his own little stump just like that. Do give me any more comments. Any comments would be fantastic. Remember to hit subscribe on this. What's this top fans thing here? Look, there we go. Oh yeah, top fan, dear Bindman, you're a good man. Thank you very much. I'm still getting a little bit used to the functionality of the YouTube streaming system, but the more I try these little lives, it seems to be the more viewers I get, and you guys get a little bit used to what you're going to expect. That's a really nice one. Look at that. Beautiful reds and oranges. But the trick is, you see, I'm trying to get them the same every single time, or very similar. So again, I'm going to just take you through this slowly. I wonder if I can do it like this. We're going to spin this round. Right, I'm going to do this one-handed. So I'm going to spray the red first, like that. Then I'm spraying the dark red just here. And that's all I need, just a tight touch on there. And then from there, just a little bit of orange. Blink and you miss it. I'm going to try and take this off. But there we go, he's come together nicely like that. Let me go and do another one like that. This is most satisfying, isn't it? So, we're going to do the red. 2 sweeps. Orange on the left side, just like that. And then the dark red just there. But I'm just leaving a thin strip of the mid red in the middle. Then I'm going to take that off again. That's looking good. Right. Tricky to do it one-handed because I'm physically holding the phone here. Right, let's do this again. So we've got the red going on here. Then I've got the orange just going on the left hand. So do give me a subscribe right now if you're wondering what's going on. My name's Sid. I'm a spray paint artist. I'm actually making this little robin live here on YouTube. Do give me a subscribe on some of my, go and watch some of my other videos as well. Fun stuff that I do. Involving spray paints in my studio just here with my dog that's fast asleep down here as well. Starring role. And we're going to place that on there like that. And then we're going to go again. We're going to go dark red. Then we're going to go on that side, on the right hand side, and a little bit of orange just there. And take that off. That is beautiful. So when I was talking about this copper effect spray paint earlier as well, can you see that really shimmering just there? Looks fantastic, doesn't it? Thank you very much. Yeah, just get that lovely 3D effect. And now with doing it close up like this, you really get a feel for what I'm talking about. There we go. A little bit of red, then a bit of orange. Just two passes. This red here is running out a little bit, but I can just squeeze enough just there. I've got 3 more to go, just like that. Fantastic. And I just need to put the eye in there, a little bit of detail on the beak. Place that one on this particular elm bit of wood. Then we've got the red. Now I do a Christmas, I've done that on the wrong side. So with spray paints, you can never really go wrong. You just spray over the top, then I'll sweep back there with a bit of mid red and then finish it off. Well, that's quite nice. See, it just spat out a load of dots just there. Rather than get rid of that, I'm just going to go with that. When I take that off, beautiful. And that piece of wood is a nice bit of elm, which I get from Scotland as well. Right. Fantastic. Bit of red going on there. Bit of orange on the left. And then we've got that dark red that's spitting, and we're liking the spit. And then we take that off. Beautiful just there as well. And then the final one, I mean, look, very different. It's actually the same plank of wood, but this one I've left the 2 pieces of bark at the top. This one I've cropped them in nice and small. Then I'm going to place that on top like that. Spray the little bit of red. Yeah, the little dots are better, you're right. They're the ones to be cherished. There we go. Fantastic. And that's going to take off there. Right, next job. Let's go and spin this round. Welcome to my studio. If you're joining right now, my name's Sid. I'm a spray paint artist from the Southwest. I've been spray painting these little robins live here on this stream just here. And they're gradually coming together. And the next job is I need to get the eyes done on there. These stumps I'm going to do towards the end as well. I've got to let the eyes dry a little bit. I think I've got my black paint down here. I use this black gloss for the eyes and a 6-inch nail. So I'm just going to unscrew this. Do me a favor while I'm just doing this. If you're watching right now, give me a subscribe. Like this feed. Show me the love to some crazy guy. There we are. Who's dedicated his life to spray painting pieces of wood. I've been doing this professionally now for about 15 years. I support my family doing this. I want to become a real good contributor here on YouTube as well. That is my ambition over the next year. One event that I do is Glastonbury, the big festival here in the UK, and I've got a little art gallery I set up just for that. And in 2026, they've got a year where there is no festival. They do that about every 5 years. So what I'm going to be doing is dedicating a lot of my time to growing my YouTube channel and get it really fired up on there. So I'm really excited about where that might go. What I've just done is poured some of that black onto a piece of Perspex. And rather than use anything too contrary to put, I don't use a pen to get this down or a brush. I'd use a 6-inch nail, similar to that one, like that. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm going to be dedicating a lot of time. Let me go and do this So what I do is I get the paint on the end of the pen, on the end of the nail, and blob it just where the eyes are. And I'm going to show you that quickly so it doesn't run. There we go, the eye's just gone on. So again, I'm going to just fire this up. The way I've learned to do it is fairly rapid, just like this. And by not labouring each one, I can get them a lot rounder. Sometimes if you think too much, that's when you make the bodges. So like anything in life, just go for it. And then at the end, go and have a little look. And I'm going to be grabbing the camera and showing you how all these little robins look in one moment. I'm going to finish these guys off, just like that. Right, it's looking good, looking good. We go and spin this round. We've got another question coming through. This the stream with those delicious robins? That is it, yes. I'm making these little robins just here. If you're in the UK, you can actually buy a little robin, which is, let me go and, can I tag it on here? Let me go and do this. Just should be tagged just there. Look, is it on here? There we are. You can actually buy that robin that's pinned at the top. But yeah, this is what I've just been doing there. The eyes, it takes me probably about half a day for these to dry. But yeah, those little robins are all coming together nicely now. I mean, look at that. Fantastic job. Now you see the beak's looking a bit peculiar, and I use a specialist paint pen just to get that beak sorted. Let me are. I'm a little bit all over the shop at the moment. I had a spray paint festival. I mean, this is some of the other sort of artworks I do on pieces of wood, beautiful tree frog. I had a spray paint festival at the weekend. There's another tree frog just there, like that. There we are. What we got in here? We've got this beautiful kingfisher and a lovely piece of wood as well. Hi, Meow. I think you're a subscriber, so props to you if you are. We're going to look in the bag over here like that. And let's have a little rummage through here. Should have, oh, near the end like that, a little box with my black pens in there. Oh, look at all this mess here. I need to sort this out. Right, okay. Where's the black gone? Where's the black? Right, other things that I do, crazy things over here. Look, I've got a Chewbacca chair. I mean, how daft is that? Hit me a subscribe, go back about how many videos you need to go back, probably about 15 shorts, and you'll see this being created at a music festival. And it started a bit of a trend actually. Someone on a post last night did a photo of a chair that they spray painted at a festival up in the northwest here in the UK. So yeah, they're inspired by my Chewbacca chair, which is really funny. And there's my dog Holly down there. She's quite old now, but look, she's always on these little live streams up in the studio. My wife's not with us today. We've not actually sort of got back into things, so it's a real mess down here. But what the hell? I was there a moment, the stencil shed in a bit of a pickle. There we go. And out here we can see this is all based. I mean, this is behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, this is a farm that I rent this space in. Oh, crikey, I've left the van. It's raining here, look. I better go and close the van. There's my van. Perfect job. Oh, there's me. That's quite a cool shot, isn't it? Woo! Right. Hi, doggy. Yeah, that's Holly the doggy. Open and stroke. This is from a scarecrow I did. Remember, this is Blofeld, the Spectre symbol. We did Blofeld's white cat in there. Let me go sort that out. It's a bit of a fun thing. So that's the sort of wacky things you're going to expect from the stencil shed. This is fantastic. It's the first time that I've got 100 viewers at one of these live streams. What I've been doing down here is I've been painting these little robins just here, all done with spray paints, all handmade by myself on these beautiful pieces of wood. You can see them all coming together nicely. This is a finished one just like that. And I'm absolutely over the moon with how they've turned out on this live stream. Here's my spray paint ball bag. Has anyone seen that one before? Coming off that one. It keeps growing. I've grown it all the way down to the floor just now. So if I just grab this, so every time I test a cap, I kind of spray it on there and it kind of creates these drips. And over time, it's created this mad spray paint, massive paint. I mean, how cool is that? How random is that as well? Okay, let me go and spin this round as I've got lots of, that's me by the way, my name's Sid. How you doing? And I'm just going to clip you on here in the studio. Or I just go and dig up my black pen, just like that. All coming together nicely. Down here at Stencil Shed Towers. Woohoo! How many subscribers have I got during this? Do you want to be one of the subscribers? In fact, I might give away one of these little robins just in a moment. So if you do hit subscribe, let me know in the comments as well. I'll see if I can give away one of these little robins to someone in the world somewhere. So let's have a few likes, let's have a few subscribers coming through. Comment if you've done that, that'd be amazing. If you could just smash that up on the top. Perfect job. Where those pens gone? Just like that. Here we go. So, next part of this, I've got these little paint pens just here. Now these are brilliant. Basically, it's the spray paint brand that I use, but in a pen format. So when I'm doing the detail work, like I'm just going to be doing the little beak on this little robin just here, it gets these really fine details. I'm just going to check this is working all right. Give that a good shake, just like that. Fantastic. Right, that's going. So let me go and switch angles a little bit. Here we go. Right, so give me a subscribe and you can have a little look back at how I've done this. But during this live stream, I've been spray painting all these beautiful little robins. The eye is just drying on these guys, but what I can do is give the little beak a little bit of life just here. So I'm just going to go like that, drop that in there. Let me get the angle right, like that. And then that is coming together nicely. Next one. Now this one, I've gone a little bit out with the grey and the placement of the orange, but that's fine because when I'm putting this beak on, I can just draw it back to the bottom and it looks a little bit more. It looks like he's singing a little bit more, doesn't it? Really sort of chirping away just here. If you just join me, I've been spray painting all these robins myself. These are all handmade, done with spray paints. And I do these little live streams where I just show you some of my trade secrets just here. This is actually my first day back after a busy summer at different art events all over the UK just here. I use wood as my canvas, and as you can see here, every cut of wood is different. That's looking good as well just there. I'm liking that one just like that. And as a result, each one of these will be cherished by someone. I've got a wood festival coming up. A wood festival, but it's kind of like wood related. So all my artworks, because they're on wood, should go down really well. This is my studio, so have a little look what's going on down here. It's actually a barn on a farm. These are some of the other artworks that I do over here, just like that. I mean, look at that beautiful squirrel sort of carved within the wood. Loving that one just there. Right, let me go back to these little robins. Add a little bit of finesse into this one, just like that. That's looking good as well. And we've got this one here. The little dot just there. This is on elm wood. The little dot there for his beak. This is on elm wood as well. Like that. These are specialist paint pens, same brand as these paints that I've been using to spray paint these little robins just here. Do give me a subscribe. My name is Sid, and you've been joining me here in the Stencil Shed here in the UK. And I like to do these little live streams now and then, just to show you how it's done, just to show you it is all genuinely handmade on beautiful pieces of wood. So fantastic. Thanks everyone for joining me. And dear Beinman, sorry, my German's not too hot, but you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much for joining me and making the great comments. Always fantastic when I get lots of subscribers coming in, and meow me. Yeah, the wood is absolutely spectacular, isn't it? Every piece of wood being like that with the double bark on that one as well. I shall catch you all on the next live stream. Take it easy, everyone, and I bid you anon.